It's really nice to meet you for the first time.
Yeah, it's lovely to meet you too. Thank you for organizing this as well. I know it took so long for us actually to get around to it, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, but that's also like, the schedule. I was not very organized too, but like, yeah,
Oh,
that was something I
I feel like
really,
all three of us were like,
yeah.
yeah, we're not free.
That was pretty hot. Yeah. I mean the time zones too, like especially when you're like when Kaylee's in US, Yeah, I really wanted to do that. I'm excited to know a little bit about your experiences as fans. I wasn't a fan before, but like it changed probably now. Hey.
That's
Hello.
good.
Hi.
Hi.
Finally, we have a time to meet.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, finally. I'm really, really happy that you're there, both. Thank you so much for accepted to do that. I knew BTS, yeah, but I wasn't a fan. So that's new for me. Like, it's been that comeback was like a revelation for me.
Yes.
So
I love that.
yes. So I'm going to obviously to talk to you about that comeback, especially as fans that are there maybe for a long time. That's my first question, actually, like from like how long it's been that you are a fan of BTS.
Who do you want to
Haley, do you want to go first?
Sure. So is this already recording? Wow.
Yes, it is.
So I have been a fan since 2020. We say that they find us at like our darkest moments, and that could not have been more true for me. I was completely unrecognizable when I found BTS. I was depressed. I was riddled with anxiety. I was going through one of the hardest times in my life. And my sister had found them before me, actually. And I grew up performing. So I was immediate. She was like, just watch one of their videos. Like they're crazy dancers. They can sing. Like you're gonna love them. I was like, all right, yeah, sure. Like I'd heard of them because I work in entertainment. So obviously I know who BTS was and what K-pop was and all of that, but it was
Of
just
course.
not my thing. But she showed me one video. It was the Tiny Desk concert that they did for NPR, and I was just blown away. I did not know that they could sing like that. And then she showed me performances of them, and then it's like, you get into you learn their names and you learn their stories and how, they've been the underdogs of their industry and how, they're truly pioneers of what they're doing, and that they're just funny, genuine guys. So that's kind of my origin story with it. Is it Carys? Is that how you say your name?
Yes, yeah,
It's
you pronounced
beautiful,
it
by the
right
way.
first time. Everyone's like Karis, and I'm
No
like,
way. Well,
no.
everyone gets my name wrong too, so I'm always like trying to make sure that I say names right. But
Good. I was scared
Okay,
to say it
mine's
first.
yeah, get that out of the way. It's Kaylee, right? I have been
yes,
saying it. Yes, there we
yes, I
go.
get Haley, Kylie. I respond to everything, but yes.
Okay. I feel like mine was a bit complicated with getting into BTS because I think in 2018 I started to get into K-pop in general. So, and I was very much like girl groups, like only. And so I knew of BTS obviously, but I was like into Blackpink. Actually, A Pink got me into K-pop, which is like so
Ooh.
random, but like they did.
Oh, wow.
Um and so like I saw like DNA music video and different stuff. I was like, you know what? Like I'm just not into the guy groups. And then I went to university and a bunch of us were like, you know what? We'll check out BTS. And one of our friends was really into them and she was like, you guys, you need to join me. And so we all started watching videos, and I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, this is my deep delve into the boy groups of K-pop, and it just never stopped. And BTS are like now just the pinnacle of everything. I'm like, wow.
I do
But
understand that spiral that you
oh goodness.
go into, Uh,
Yeah,
is it like something regular for you, like to hyperfixate on some things like that?
I think definitely. I feel like I find something and then I hyperfixate, but sometimes it just kind of like dies away. But with BTS, it never died away. And I'm like, I'm here like 7 years later, and I'm like, yeah, this is not a phase. This is still my life.
I do get it. I'm that kind of person also obsessing over stuff. I mean, obviously I have a podcast about that, so But like that BTS was like something, that was so huge and so legendary that at the same time it was scary to get into it. I don't know, like not scary, that's a big word, but you know maybe what I mean. Because I had,
Intimidating.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
intimidating,
There's a
right?
lot. There's a
Exactly.
lot.
Because that's actually also a thing that I'm about also to ask you about, like about the fandom and everything, because it's also that fandom is also very intimidating, you know, because they're so committed and you know
yeah.
so loyal. And you know, as a fan, this comeback was like incredibly exciting. As a non-fan, it was incredibly exciting because I was seeing all those fuss and all, you know, the waiting of everyone. Actually, I saw your vlog, Kaylee, of like
Yeah.
searching for tickets and everything. And that was exciting. I was like scared for you. I was excited for you.
You put me back.
And yeah, I was so happy when you got like the VIP tickets. And yeah, I was wondering how this comeback felt when you learned about it. Like, and I mean, in terms of like really emotions, like how did it feel?
I mean, we've been waiting for them for so long. It
Yeah.
truly, like, it sounds dramatic, and people will make fun of us for, being fans to begin with, but like when they left for the military, it was truly like, a piece of us was missing or something. I didn't really know like the parasocial business we can get into if we want to talk about it for hours. But you truly do develop a fan bond with them, especially when it comes to K-pop. It does, they do market off of that, but there is a genuine fan bond there. And it was like, anyone that you care about going off to something like that, we didn't know what they were going to be getting into or anything like that. And they're grown men, and I will preach that to the, to the heavens of the high mountains and things like that. But it's someone that we care about going into a dangerous situation that they, didn't really want to do in the first place. So
Yes.
having them come back in the way that they have after so long has just been so exciting, for fans and for people that are just getting into them too. I love this comeback so much. I love anything that they do, but I think coming back the way that they have with ARIRANG and with going back to their roots in a way has been so exciting.
Yes.
And there's a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of controversy around the album itself, but I just think it's such a culmination of their work so far, and it shows a new chapter that they're moving into. And
Yeah.
I've had it nonstop. And I think everything that they're doing about this comeback, although it's weaning down a little bit, we'll see if they do even more stuff. But with tour going on,
Mm.
yeah,
It's
it's been a
yeah,
lot.
it's 24/7 in my
It is.
ears. Like
It
it
is.
is. I'm not even kidding. This is the only the most thing that I'm listening
Never
to,
get
that's this
bored.
album.
Yeah, yeah. It's also one
And
of their longest albums, so it's like there's so many songs to learn too. I mean, I knew
yeah,
them after the first
I mean
listen, but
definitely. Yeah, it has like this is a big change too. So like in terms of like
Yes.
aesthetic and and how did you feel about musically and aesthetically about that comeback, maybe Carys,
Ooh, I feel like I was kind of waiting for them to have a comeback like this because Mic Drop was always one of my favorite music videos. And so I was like, I hope they do a full album with this kind of aesthetic one day. And then they came out with Anything, and I was like, oh my goodness. I feel like they heard my prayers and they were like, yes, we're gonna do an album just like that.
Mm.
So I loved it. I feel like with starting the album with Body to Body, because I listened to it in order and I was like, this is actually insane. I was like, this come back so strong that I still can't even process it, because you're always like, will I like this album? Will I? But then I'm like, it's BTS, I will. But I genuinely loved it, and I can't believe that people don't like it. Like, so many people are like, it's not my taste. And I was like, how? How?
Yeah.
It's so
Because
good.
to you it's like very loyal to their core, to their identity,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like even going back to the earlier eras as well. Like it's kind of a mix between the really old stuff and then completely new, because it's like 2.0 BTS, like they're coming back stronger than ever. But I just feel like it still feels like them. Even though
Yeah.
everyone's like they've changed, it's like no, it's still them.
They don't know about us,
yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. But yeah, I've been so curious recently with uh also musically I fell into it with that album obviously, but like I have a friend which like is starting to trying to make me educate me on some stuff, you know. And I actually did a live stream with her on Twitch, like a platform, you know,
Yeah.
with her community, and she was like showing me clip music videos and everything. And that was an experience. And I
It's a
starting
lot.
to learn their personalities and everything. And this is very peculiar because, you know, I was a big fan of One Direction, and like it feels exactly like that. And like I kind of find similarities, and most of it are in behaviors and, you know, in like the way they act and gestures. And a big subject that we had with my friend was that, you know, they have a huge woman fan base, you know.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, do you know how to explain that in terms of like how this is a safe base for women?
That is a question.
I
You can take your
I
time, but like I feel like, if I may, I think this is also a part of like this physical touch, the
yeah.
affection that they
Yes.
give to each
Yes.
other, you know?
That's kind of
Mm,
what I was thinking. I actually I feel like that was a little bit of a not a culture shock to me because I feel like that's a big word to use. But I
yeah.
always
No, I mean,
tell
I
people,
understand, yeah.
yeah, I always tell people that BTS taught me platonic love because I feel like we view friendships so much as like, how do I explain this? I feel like getting into BTS kind of showed me how to deepen my relationships with some people because I feel like they just have such a genuine bond. And I feel like going into like the female dominated aspect of it is because they're so comfortable and secure in like their show of masculinity in a way
Mm.
because they are like going into like the skinship and touchy-feely aspect of it. They're not afraid to show love for each other, and it's not taken, I mean, some people take it in a more romantic way, but like platonically speaking, they are able to show that bond in a physical way. And I feel like I had never seen that before because I was also a fan of One Direction. I was also a fan of, you know, you name the band, I was a fan of it, and it was always something
5
that
seconds of
like
summer, maybe?
exactly, exactly, but it's like
Just a
in the
guess, you know.
Western.
That's so
Love
rare, you
them.
know.
Absolutely. I saw them open for One Direction. That was crazy.
Same.
Um, yeah, same. The pipeline is
I
right
was
there.
so happy for that. Oh my God.
But I feel like there's such a toxic masculinity when it
Yeah,
comes to Western artists and how it's viewed in
Yeah,
that way. And for
exactly.
K-pop and BTS, for me specifically, they
Mm.
opened up a whole new world of that and how they hug each other, they kiss each other. Like it's totally normalized. It's totally normal. And I feel like that aspect of it was so new as, you know, a female and living in a space of a lot of toxic masculinity right now in
Yeah.
America. And seeing that was just so refreshing. And I feel like it makes people, females specifically, feel comfortable with it. And we're more able to, you know, express ourselves in that way because we see that like display of
Mm.
like toxic. What is it? Soft masculinity? Is that what we're calling it now? I feel like they
Yeah.
coined a term
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
Soft
Gentle
masculine.
masculinity. That's what I'm
Yeah,
looking for.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I went on a bit of a tangent there, but I hope I got the point across.
It is, no, this is exactly, you know, what I thought. I mean, that they have this space where we admire like just human beings being close to each other, you know, and they can be
exactly.
like, I mean, this is, you know, the balance between being attractive, sexy, and like cute and nice to each other, and very, you know, aware and generous and emotionally intelligent. And I mean, I saw a few things. I'm not like an expert, but like just a moment that I saw was like them reading poems to each other around the fire.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Unheard of.
That's so
Unheard of.
that's just that's and that was like the poem of V Taeyong, and another poem from Yoongi and Sugar, and that was so cute. The and yeah, I felt very, you know, at ease. I felt comfortable. I felt like, you know, that was peace. And like a lot of edits or like videos that I'm trying to watch, like to know them better, I kind of really like that. I just found myself being very like in a cocoon, very like, you know.
And it's so
Yeah.
normalized. Like it's not viewed as other or anything like that, especially like in their culture, skinship is a huge thing. So I feel like that's yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because not and people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, definitely. And we talked about it a lot with my friend because that's something that we um like that we care a lot about. Our femininity as fans and
Yeah.
how we admire and especially guys. I would how we admire artists, first, but also when it's
Yeah.
a guy or when it's like guys and it's important to us to understand why and understand also that it's not like that it is part of a physical attractiveness too, like, but it is also it finds its core and its importance in something that is way beyond this physical, facade, but it's really about feeling very safe and feeling I think she used the word like I don't know exactly the word in English, but it's like not dangerous, like something like someone that you feel, yeah, just safe with, that have like intimacy and knows what intimacy is like. And yeah, we don't see that. And like you brought up, like Western artists, like, people. And also they are, they have rappers, they have like
Yeah.
vocalists. And the fact that, you have some hip hop tracks and they'll kind of have that attitude too and they don't have that, the cliche that can come with it. And that's refreshing too, I feel. I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically as a group, as a band also like they are very interesting. Also each member, have their own thing and they're pretty unique in that sense. Um what also interested me was like how their relationship towards their fans that are not portrayed only in their everyday life, but also in their songs. And I fell upon a Pie Piper, like that people were talking about because they played
Iconic.
it.
All the songs.
I don't
One
know
of the
how you
best.
I don't know how you say it actually, but
Pied
like
Piper, yeah.
Pied Piper.
okay, Pie Piper. Sorry. And yeah, I fell upon that everyone's freaking out about that song because it was played at a live show. And I was like being curious, so I checked out. I was like, oh, that's an interesting subject. And I was so surprised about that. And I was wondering, yeah, how you feel about them, approaching themes like that. Maybe they have also other themes that were pretty singular. What do you think about
Mm.
it?
I
Carys, do
think
you have anything? Because I have a lot.
I'll just chime in and then you carry
Go
on.
for it.
I feel like I think back to the first time I actually heard Pied Piper and I was like watching all like the translation videos because I wanted to know the meanings behind all the songs. And I think I was so intimidated by that song because I was like, I feel like my life is being taken over by BTS. I was like, this song actually replicates what's happening in my life. So I was like, wow, like it was right in front of me. And so I feel like them kind of recognizing it as well, that like it's such a big fandom and like they're just so devoted to BTS and they're just the same back to their fans. They're not just kind of like, oh, we have such amazing fans,
Yeah.
right? Let me go live my life. They're like, no, we owe everything to our fans. Like we would not be anywhere near this without Army. So I feel like them having songs that have so much meaning, like even Microcosmos, like so many that like go back to the fans. I feel like that means so much because rather than a lot of like pop artists or something have a lot of love songs or songs about their lives, but I find BTS have songs devoted to their fans, which is quite a rare thing for a lot of artists. And it means so much. It makes me so emotional when like thinking about hearing that live or like when I just like listen to it and I'm like, oh, BTS are there, it's great. So I feel like it's just a different relationship between the artists and the fans because they're so aware of it as well. I
Yes.
love
Yes.
it.
Yeah, definitely. What I would want to address with Pied Piper is I think Pied Piper specifically is one of the very few songs that calls out the toxic part of the idol
Yes,
relationship.
yeah.
Yes.
I always tell people you need to be a very mature person to be a K-pop fan because the entire point is marketed towards people to, you know, become obsessed with these people or to see them as, you know, these other worldly beings. And it's like, that's just not true, you know? So I think there's a very, very fine line between like, oh, I'm like a delusional fan, I'm gonna marry them and this and that, and then someone that's like, hey, like I'm in part of their life, I need to know this, I need to know that, like I'm privy to this type of information, which is just not true.
Mm.
And I think when it comes to like that relationship, like I said, there needs to be a balance. Like I always tell people, you need other things. K-pop cannot be your only thing. You have to read a book, you have to watch movies, you have to go out and touch grass, like genuinely, because it is something that will suck you in. I
Yeah.
think what first like really got me about K-pop working, I work in marketing, so like my biggest thing with K-pop was that it is literally 24/7. They are always releasing content. There are
Yeah.
always things going out. When I found out BTS had like 6 different TV shows that I had to catch up on, I was like, you're kidding me. Like there's always things coming out.
It's
Not
okay,
only that, but
Julie. You'll catch up.
seriously, not only that, but there's always you know, they're always on Weverse or like other idol groups have other messaging apps. They're literally texting you throughout the day. So it's
My
like
God.
it's all marketed for you to feel that way, and you
Yeah.
have to be able to step back from
Yeah.
it. I think Pied
Yeah.
Piper, and there are a couple other songs in K-pop that address this, that need this conversation needs to be had, because I've seen so many people get so involved in it and it takes over their lives, and it's like there
Yes.
can be negative effects to K-pop, and I think we need to talk about them more because
Yeah.
the people are getting hurt, and you have to be a mature fan to enjoy K-pop and consume it healthfully, which
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
You actually, that's I think one of the things that didn't make me you know uh directly go into it because of that, like and when I said scary before, like it was also all the content because uh I mean, I had one experience with One Direction that was enough content, you know, like there was a lot. You know,
That was only
and
like 3 or 4 years as well.
Yeah, yeah.
you
BTS
know,
making a movie every tour and they do this, they do
yeah.
that. Like there's
I
too
mean,
much.
and like, yeah, I actually posted a thread asking people, like, you know, what should I watch? And they were like, okay, there's this TV show, that's Run BTS, that American Also Life, there's Bon Voyage. I'm like, what? What? Like, that's a lot there. And so I have to choose at some point. But yeah, all of that was giving overwhelming kind of content. I was like, how do people navigate you know, around all of this? But of course they're here from the start, so like they have, you know, kind of a rhythm. But I actually came across something, a take that was pretty intense for me, and I felt a little bit weird. I'm going to like trying to describe, but the person was like saying um that the community, the armies were not taking enough actions, you know, being supportive to BTS because with that comeback, that the album was like dropping in the charts, that the music video was not trending anymore and it was bad, and like you have to look at yourself, army, if you're not doing this, you know, that you have to play the album again and again because otherwise you're not, you know, supportive. And I was like, is that an inclusive message for like new fans? And like I'm not sure, you know. And so I was pretty like, also, yeah, you have also here an example of like what is toxicity, because you have to encourage also people to have that life and listen to a bunch of new stuff too. But like also your support as a fan comes from, you know, the music first, and also, yeah, all the content if you want to watch it, but that doesn't make you less loving of, you know, those members. So yeah, I was pretty confused by that. Don't know what you think.
Yeah. I think in like the army, it's the same in lots of fandoms, but I find especially in army, some people have like the perspective of like a hierarchy. Like there are people who are like, you know, if you're a fan who casually listens to them but like loves them, you're not actually a bigger fan kind of thing as other people. Where it's like at the end of the day, if someone loves an artist, listen to their music and is like they're amazing, like they are a fan, you know? And it's just there are people, you know, obviously streaming is important and everything, but I don't think someone should have a go at someone if they're not streaming 24/7. These people have lives, like people have work, they have school, like they have stuff to do as well. And just because people aren't streaming 24/7 does not mean that they're not a massive fan. And there's so many areas within it. It's just, I feel like some fans could be very hard on other fans if they're not like up to their standard.
Yeah.
But it's not really, but we're meant to be like a community who like are joined together through loving BTS. So it's like people shouldn't be hard on one another. They should just be like, we're all in this together. Like I used to get made fun of in school and different stuff for it. And it's like, we're all in this. We've all been through times of being like made fun of being a fangirl or like over different stuff. It's like we should really just bond together rather than being hard on each other for that kind of stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get comments every single day about I literally got one a couple of minutes ago, of people being like, "Oh, we're losing this vote and you have to do this," and like DMing me like, "Why aren't you talking about this? Like the AMA's vote is going on right now," and I literally get hate comments about why I'm not
That's
doing things like this.
awful.
And
Wait,
it's like
what?
I think there's an element like BTS came up this way, you know, like they truly do
Yeah.
all of their success to their fans because,
Yeah.
you know, early on fans streamed them, shared them, voted for them, and that is how they came to be as
Yes.
fortunately as successful as they are. So I get it, but it's like K-pop and BTS are not your job. They have a marketing team that's getting paid. They have, you know, a fan engagement team that's getting paid. I'm not getting paid. You know, if it's something that you know, I vote, I stream, I do everything that I can. I also don't post every single thing about my life. I think that's the other thing. It's like I could be voting every single day, and just because I don't post about it, no one knows about it. But
Oh my
like
God,
that
yes,
opens a
that's
whole
also a
other
thing.
conversation.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, if you can do it, great, wonderful. If you can encourage other people to do it, great, wonderful.
Yeah.
You should not be ridiculed or talked down to or said that you're less of a fan because you're not doing these things. We got lives, you know, like we have to go to work to make money to help them you know, buy these tickets and
To
to do
buy
all of
those
these
fucking
things.
tickets.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't like I try I will literally set an alarm to
Yeah.
vote every day and like I'll make sure I'll do this, but I get death threats and hate comments
Yeah,
because
no,
I'm
we're
not
like
That's
posting about it. And I'm
awful.
like,
even
we calm down. They're gonna win either way, to
yes,
be honest with
yeah.
you. Like
And and
let's take a deep
honestly,
breath.
and honestly, even if they don't win an award, like is it going to make them less of an artist to you?
Of
Is it
course
going to
not.
make them lose fans? Like I don't think armies are like better than that, you know?
Yeah.
And like I mean awards mean nothing. The more I grew up and the more I'm like, yeah, it when there were like first like you know like you said when they literally were born like that because of their fans voting for them and like having awards. And I know it's validating a form of art. Yes, definitely. But the more I grew up and the more I'm like, okay, that's just, you know, that's a prize
They
that you
gotta pull
get
all of
for
them.
like,
They're running out of room. Like
you know, it doesn't remove anything about, you know, that album and how good it is and
No.
you know. And so I get it like you said, but like it's just you have other stuff going on and it's okay to and I think you said something interesting yeah about the K-pop you know has I think they're so used to having people and personalities in K-pop and like as BTS documenting their life, their young life, their processing of getting older, that they're so used to that that they think maybe everyone will do the same if they do this, do that, and do that. So like when you have people telling you, you should do that, why you don't do that, why you don't say that, they're so used to this documentation of like life that they just lose touch with that reality that people keep things also private and like fans can do
Yeah.
stuff and just not showing it. So yeah, you don't have to yell it like on rooftops too. Of course, your love is still there. It's in your soul, right? So, you know, it doesn't have to be like more than that usually.
exactly. I think with K-pop too, there's so many different ways to like express your fanship. We've got fan art, there's, you know, photo cards, there's
Yeah,
so many different aspects of it. And it's like if there's one thing that you don't want to really participate in, that's totally up to you. As long as you love all of the members, as long as you're nice to the people in the fandom,
Yeah.
and as long as you support them in whatever they're doing, I think you're more than welcome to call yourself an army. Like there shouldn't be any other ramifications there.
No.
definitely. Definitely. Around that, more on the spectrum of like them being perceived as um two non-fans, like our non-fans like are seeing them, you know, who don't know much about them. Uh what's a thing that you wish people knew more about them, or like you think like people are clueless a little bit about their, either it's artist related or like person related.
Literally everything. I
Everything.
like so seriously, people think that they just have this idea of K-pop and of BTS, and it's like I always tell people until you're in it, you're never gonna understand it because
Yeah.
it's there's so much. They are truly, genuinely the most genuine human beings I've ever seen, and obviously they live their own lives off camera, and we only see what we do.
Hmm.
But like 98% of their lives right now, I would say, is on camera. So it's like we don't know them, but we do, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like I feel like a lot of people also aren't familiar with their story. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
came from nothing. Like they were bankrupt. Their agency was the smallest one in existence in Korea, and now it's one of the biggest. It's like they worked so tirelessly. I always show people like their old dance practice videos, like the mirrors were completely fogged, and it's like they tell of all these trainee stories. A lot of people don't even know that there are trainees in K-pop. So I feel like just everyone is unfamiliar with how hard they have worked to get to where they
Yeah.
are. They just think that they're overnight successes, you know, like,
Yeah,
oh,
I think that too.
BTS has
Yeah.
always been here, and it's like they're untalented and this and that and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, they're actually like they've been working for this. They're active for what, 13 years now? Like this is just
Yeah.
I tell that to people and they're like, wait, what? Like seriously? I'm like, yes, they've been working for
Yes.
this for literally their whole lives. They came from nothing. They are genuinely some of the most talented people I've ever seen. As someone that like grew up performing and has seen so many talented people, they are vocal athletes. They are some of the best dancers I've ever seen in the world, and they are constantly working on their craft. Even at the height of where they are right now, they're still in those practice rooms like 20 hours or something like that. Crazy. Like
Yes.
they're just
Yeah.
constantly refining, and they're
That's
so
also,
humble about it too.
yeah.
Like they're just always working on themselves, and it's just like people have the complete wrong idea of them, and I wish that people took 1 minute to look anything about them up and see, you know, that we're not like brainwashed, and there is a reason that they have the support and the following and the success that they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very passionate about that. Sorry.
No, it
I
is
know
true.
everything you
So
said. I
much.
was like,
Why do you like
yes.
yes, it's like, well, why do you like anyone else?
I feel like their personalities is so important for like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people who don't know BTS, they just kind of think like, oh, they don't have much personality. And then you're like, no, hold up. Let me just like show you some videos. And they're like the funniest people ever. And I don't know how people don't get that.
Hard for me to
And
be
I'm
a
like,
full-time
they're all
comedian. It's
so
like
different. Like for seven people, and for like none of them to even be similar to one another. Like they're all very different. Like you look at like Yoongi compared to like, I don't know, like J-Hope, you're like, wow, that is like the complete opposite of the spectrum.
Yes.
but it
And
works. Like they
there's
all
a
work.
person for everyone. Like if
Mhm.
you're a fan of so and like you want to get into BTS, like there will be, you'll love all of them, like OT7, but like there will be like one of them that like speaks to you more than the other because you're like even more shy or like more extroverted. Like there is like, you'll relate to them some way, but people always think like, oh, not for me. And then they start getting into them and they're like, yeah, okay.
I do understand that a lot. Yeah, these days, like the fact that I'm learning a bit more on each of them little by little. Even if I have, an interest picking of like some of them, but like all of them like are pretty curious I'm pretty curious about all of them.
Yeah.
But I actually wrote it down like that I think people don't know how funny they are. Like
Yes.
it's
They're
there.
Yes.
Like
They're
hysterical.
hilarious.
because yeah, I started just to like peeking new some stuff, on TikTok and everything, and I didn't know how funny they were. I was just like, they. I was always pretty admirative because I'm also a person who loves singing and dancing, so like, and I love watching people dance. I know that's not the case of like other people, like they don't need that and that they just not impressed that way, but like I'm so impressed by a good performer, and I always was really admirative of that from them. So I knew how professional they were, but yeah, I didn't know personality coded how funny I would, I
Yeah.
felt like. So I think this is, yeah, the thing that also the most maybe like people should know more. And yeah, like you said, the fact that they work so hard, that's a thing that people misjudge a lot about them. that's actually what I wrote too. I said like how much work there is into practice because not only because they post their dance practice, but because you can actually talk like hear them being so professional about all of it. Like I saw a video about J-Hope being so precise and like
Dance
determined
leader.
about a performance, and the friend of mine told me, oh yeah, like he's the dictator of the dance pod.
Yeah.
And so I'm like getting into all of that. But yeah, I think people should know that, so that's really an important factor, I think, in their career too, because it's not an overnight success, like you said.
Mhm.
Actually, something that interests me, who's your bias, if you have one?
Jimin.
Jimin?
Yes.
Say, I'm
Carries.
starting to being interested by Jimin. Yeah.
Mine's Tay V.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I have like my friend Chloe told me, like, during a comeback of a group, you have always like maybe one person like stands out a bit more. And she told me like I think V is like the one that is really standing out. I was curious to know if you like agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like all of them have like different eras,
Yes.
but I feel like this, especially this one, I was like, yeah. I was like watching like the 2.0 music video and I was like, yeah, he stands out so much.
He has like
Don't even talk
complicated
about
his
that
own
video.
so
I'm
much.
like still obsessed with that video. I think I watched it like 25 times. That's I'm not joking. Like
It's
I have
average.
my
Yeah.
yeah, I have my reaction on video when I was watching for the
Love
first
that.
time, and that was an experience. And like
Yeah.
yeah, I love the aesthetic, I love their style, I love everything about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually, I think V is kind of standing out a lot in that
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, I think also that's a good moment for me to get into them, because I probably that's also why I'm so attracted right now. That's also all the visuals,
Mm,
like in the modern era, right? But like I feel like the visuals are like something that really got me interested even
yeah.
more. Like the
Yeah.
hooligan video is also insane. So
Yeah, like the dark leather kind of
oh
vibe
wow.
going on.
The red, black,
Yeah.
is everything
Yeah.
in the color grading is a lot. And
Yes.
Jimin's hair, this is
Honest,
also
it just keeps growing. I'm like,
it
when is it
just
gonna stop?
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so scared. I don't even want to. I see them in Vegas. I don't even want to talk about it.
I understand that. I was like, because I actually saw that at first his haircut like on the tour, and then I saw the video. So I was like, I actually love the video a lot. Like, and but they have all like their style and love it. I mean, this tour is something. So you actually, I don't know, you got to the concert yet or not, Kaylee?
I have not gone to the concert, but I did see them when they were here in New York earlier, which
Okay,
was
yeah. Oh, on Jimmy Fallon, right?
yes.
Oh my
I
God, I need
saw
to
that.
hear
That
the
was
story. I need to hear the
crazy.
story. I wrote it down. She needs to tell me about it.
I need to know everything.
God. I like try to block it out of my head because it's still so surreal to me. And like I blacked out while I was there, but like I can still put myself. It was yeah. What do you want to know? I've
I mean,
talked
I
to
mean,
them.
just I saw you vlog, but like,
Yeah.
you received an email. You were casted. Yeah, I mean, you subscribed to a casting, and then you got contacted. And how it was, what did they told you, and what just how it went on, and what did you say to them? I don't know.
Yeah, so it was a casting that was going around. I have some friends that work in like the entertainment industry, not that work in Fallon or anything like that. I had no connections
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah, yeah.
But I had a couple friends send this to me because it was like it was going around on Twitter and then some other things. And some of my friends, I have like a group chat with a bunch of my friends, obviously, and they were all like, "Oh, like let's try for this. Like it could be fun." And they said it was going to be a fan karaoke video, which
Okay.
Fallon does those. Like it would be so fun. And it turns out I was talking to another friend of mine after I had gotten in because I got the email. I'm singing on national television. Like this is going to be so fun. And then I had a friend who was actually in the same segment a few years ago with Ariana Grande, and she was like, no, like they're gonna be there. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, this it's not a video. Like you're getting surprised with BTS. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And it turned out they were there. So yeah, I knew going into it for the most part, but I started to doubt it a lot because there were a lot
Yeah.
of people. There were like 50 people that recorded this segment, and like
Wow.
maybe 8 people were included, not even.
My God.
So but yeah, it was crazy. I was in there for maybe a total like 5-ish minutes. Like it wasn't very long. I did take a picture with them. Have not gotten this picture, and I honestly don't think I will, but I'm like so okay with it.
Oh
It's like copyright and stuff. Like their faces are literally copyrighted. So Fallon's like, we can't give them to you. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine with me. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
But
I mean, you've got a
yeah,
whole
I
video.
exactly like I'm so grateful. I'm in a group chat with everyone that was in the segment because just like we want to meet up and like have the experience together. But like half of the people weren't even in it. Like no one, some of the people don't even have like proof that they did this. And I'm like, you can see it. Like I was in it. I had family members texting me. I had people from college and high school that like knew that I liked K-pop, but like, were not the most accepting of it or anything. And they're like, oh my God, like this is so cool. But yeah, craziest moment of my life.
Like when you opened the
Oh,
door, did you like, what did you see
okay.
first?
So I thought at that point I knew that they were gonna be there. Like I
Oh,
knew that they
yeah,
would
yeah.
surprise me. I thought they asked me about my bias multiple times, and the room
Ah,
so small. I was like, okay, Jimin's gonna take off my headphones. I'm gonna turn around. He's gonna be there. And like there was a moment where I felt like a shadow behind me, and my heart dropped. And I was like, I was like, I'm not turning around. Like I'm not doing this. But I turned around and no one was there. I was like, okay, so they're gonna jump out at me at this door. It wasn't even them being there that shocked me the most. It was the scene changing so much because
yes.
it was like people don't realize it was a pitch black. Like they let us through this holding room and like we were downstairs. It was so dark. So
Okay.
not only was I like, when they turn the lights on after a movie in class or something like that, not only did I have that experience where I was like, oh my God, like it's so bright. What's going on? But the BTS was there. I was like, so I don't know how I didn't pass out.
Oh my
I
God.
don't remember going back into the thing because I just remember seeing their heads.
And
I remember seeing two blonde heads, and it was Namjoon and Jimin, and I was like, "That's BTS, okay." And then I saw like they all turned around and they were all looking at me, and I was like,
your reaction is hilarious.
It is. It's so funny.
I did get out of the box though. I did. I did walk forward. I almost tripped over
I mean,
Jungkook.
you were the one that were like the most maybe like calm.
I've gotten that, and I appreciate that. But like,
Because the others, like, I don't know if you probably saw the woman who's like
she's
on the
so
floor,
sweet. Yeah,
and
I've talked to her
Namjoon is
multiple
trying to
times.
help her out, and she's
Uh-huh.
like, I can't, and
She's
she's
so
like
embarrassed about
standing
that.
up
She's
and
like, "Oh,
going
I
in the
wish I had
corner.
like done something." But yeah, I work with idol groups for my job sometimes, so it's like
Okay,
I
yeah,
have a level of professionalism. But
yeah,
obviously, this is the group that changed my life, and this is BTS, so it was like I locked in quite quickly.
yeah, you
But
did.
it took me a minute. It took me a little bit.
No,
They were kind of staring at me for a hot second. I was like, "All right, that's BTS just perceiving me entirely."
that's so
So
cool.
yeah,
Wow.
Amazing,
there.
amazing.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm
yeah,
so
I
so
guess
grateful.
I mean, you saw them perform at
Mhm.
an event, right? Like,
Yeah, I was at Spotify Swimside, and then
okay,
I
yeah,
got the Fallon email, and I was like, all right, well,
okay.
this will be
So,
fun.
maybe like going to two concerts or like more than two?
I'm going to all of the Vegas concerts. I actually bought tickets from someone that was in the Fallon segment. They were like, "Oh, I'm selling tickets for Vegas." I was like, I mean, I'll go. But I was already planning on going because it's actually my best friend's birthday, so we're going like for her. It's her first
Oh,
time seeing them. She's so excited.
Oh,
so cool.
But yeah, I'm also doing MetLife because that's 20 minutes for me. I'm seeing them with my family. My mom is actually going. She's so excited. We have
She was
floor tickets.
adorable in your vlog video.
Yes, I love she's the greatest mom I could ever ask for. She's so supportive. She loves Jungkook so much. She calls her cookie. Or him her cookie. It's so cute. I
Amazing.
got her like a cookie keychain for Mother's Day, and I hope she doesn't watch this. We're surprising her with an army bomb before the concert for her birthday. So that's
I
gonna be,
love that.
but yeah,
That's
I like
amazing.
I love people are like, oh, you go to too many concerts and all this, but it's like one, it's a different concert every single time. If they can do it as many times as they're doing it,
Mhm.
I can see it as many times as they're doing it in different places with different people with different, there's so many different
Yeah,
aspects of it too. So yeah, I'm seeing quite a few. I'm not gonna
great.
lie. But very excited. And I'm panicking because Vegas is so soon and I'm like not prepared at all. So we'll figure that one
When
out.
is it?
It's in 2 weeks. I leave the 22nd, which is
Okay.
like next week.
Wow, that is soon.
Like,
Yeah, that's soon. Yeah, because right now they were in Mexico, right? And then they're
yeah,
doing United. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Are you seeing them, Carries?
I am. I'm seeing them in London for two. They're only doing 2 days, so I'm going with my friends who I became an army with for both those days.
Oh, so
Yeah,
cool.
so three of us are going one day, and then the four of us are going the other day. But I've got VIP for the second day, so I'm like,
Wow. You
VIP
both
for BTS is like a concept in itself. I can't even
yeah,
process it. I'm
you
like,
both got VIPs, right?
yeah,
So
very
yeah.
nice. So
grateful.
cool. Is there, I'm curious, is there songs they did like in surprise songs that you were dying to have and you did not have
Yes,
that you were
I want
disappointed?
to talk about it.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like I
No,
feel
you're
like
good.
no, because like I wake up every morning and I look at my phone and I'm like, no, I'm depressed now.
Like, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. No.
I'm like, they did not. Every time I'm like, it's okay, they sung this song. I wake up the next morning, they sung another one. I'm like, I'm dying here. So best of me and just one day and Pied Piper, I'm like, they're all gone.
Okay.
For me, it was Microcosmos, which they did the first Korea concert.
Yeah.
Like, all right, whatever, like that's fine.
I thought it was part of the
And the
set
best
list
of
when they
me.
did the first one.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, that's nice. And then they changed it. I was like, oh.
yeah, yeah, great. I thought it was gonna be on the full set list since it was on the comeback live. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's my favorite song ever. I was like, oh okay, like cool. No. But I'm excited to
No.
see any song. Every surprise song, I'm like gonna react like I'm crazy.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like
But do you have a
Yeah.
preference though? Do you have like
I have a
maybe
list.
okay, you have a list.
I have so
Why do
my
I
friends and
ask? Why do I even ask? I'm sorry.
I want to make a video on this because my friends and I all made lists. My
Yeah.
friends call my list the torture surprise song list because
Oh,
it's
I'm
all
intrigued.
like it's
What does that mean?
I want to cry. Okay, like it's all the most emotional. I have 2, 3 on there. I have No More Dream on there.
Oh,
Like I
girl.
have Born Singer. Like I want to sob. Apparently,
You know what? Young
like
Forever is on mine, and I'm like, you
Young
know what?
Forever.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I just
We'll
Yeah.
see.
cry.
No, that's pretty exciting. I'm really happy for you both. I was on the new album. Do you have a favorite song that you were dying to see live?
Mine was Come Over, and I wasn't because like it was added later, and
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah,
they're not gonna do that live. And now it's part of everyone. I'm like,
I
I'm
did not think they were doing
actually,
it.
it's gonna be insane. But then Body to Body is also like I can't wait to hear the bridge live and like
yes,
sing that. Yeah,
I
that is
understand.
up there.
Amazing.
Mine is One More Night, which
Girl, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed
I,
with that
why
one.
is it always the songs that we're like so in love with that they just put in the basement and they're like, yeah, we're just never
The
acknowledging
only
each
one that
other
they're not
again.
doing.
I'm like,
Yeah,
why?
true.
Does it even qualify as a surprise song? Like, just
Why they
couldn't
do?
you couldn't be
I
on
was
there?
so sad when I heard like they're not doing that one. That's my. Oh, I
It's
love
like the
it.
only song on ARIRANG that they're not doing.
Yeah,
What
that's
the fuck?
insane.
Like, I think it's actually the only song. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, all right,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
It's totally
I
fine.
hate it. Are you like I saw a lot of people hating on in the sun. Like but I love it.
Yeah.
It's a little different. I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is interesting." But like, I listen to it all the time now. I think it's so cool. The concept is like they're all singing together or something like that,
Yes.
and it's like that's why there's
Yeah.
so much auto tune. And I'm like, it's a creative choice. I feel like
because
don't get me
the
started
theme,
on this.
the topic is
Like the creativity behind it, and it's like people don't understand music production or choices or anything like that. Like not everything is made for you to enjoy. Sometimes
exactly,
it
yeah.
is more of like a creative, you know, meaning behind it, and I think Into the Sun is one of those, and Jimin worked on it too, so whatever.
Yeah.
The
Like, yeah.
topic is such
It's
beautiful, and
beautiful.
the fact that they're like singing to each other
Mhm.
at the same time with each other, like that's just conceptually, if you think about the concept of it, this is
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
Yeah. And
Gorgeous.
even the last part of it, like, I feel like for the very end of the concert, like it's so emotional because although it's kind of like a beat, it feels like running through like a forest or a field or something. It's just like
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's my 90 and a 25. Like not 25 is too much. My 90 and like a 60. Like I put that song on and I'm just like it's such an emotional, like it's
Mm,
so immersive too, I feel like. I'm
It
excited.
yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
This is really that. And I'm a sucker for that kind of song when you like feel like running in the field. Like you feel
Mhm.
like, you know, you're
I need like a
such
long dress and
free.
some
Yeah,
sound.
exactly.
Yes.
I
Like
need the white
Run
dress and
into
the
the
sun
sun.
and
yeah,
exactly.
I'm
Sunset
set.
vibes, you know. And that was beautiful. I loved it. I mean the whole thing. Um Okay, then I'm wishing you the best for that concert, like that you enjoy both of your concerts so
Thank
much.
you.
That was so great to talk with you. That was so nice.
This has been so fun. I love this.
No,
I'm
I love this.
Thank you so much to have accepted to do that. And that was very enjoyable. I will make sure to follow you both on Instagram.
Thank you so much for having us. This was wonderful.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye
Yeah.
bye, girls.
Bye.
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 See ya.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe and follow PS I'm a Fan on socials and on YouTube so you can keep up with every new conversation. And remember that I have also a segment on Formula One on YouTube if you ever want to check it out. Have a great day and see you next episode.